Okay, so this is what we're going to make is a animatable radar screen. Okay, so the outer edges here you just have to cover up with a the rest of the dash or whatever it is that you're working with. Okay, so this is what the structure is going to look like when we're done. And so let me just sort of kill things off here. Bink, bink, bink. Okay, so leaving me with just a simple blend with that is labeled radar M and radar SG for the shading group node. All right, so I'm going to toss in a NURBS plane, think like that, and just take up the width, zip, 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 to about there, and I can drop it down. Yeah, you put it wherever you want, whatever. Let's kill the grid. There we go. All right, so then you'd want to label that, but all right, so render hypershade. So I have my hypershade here. I get that assigned on. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put a ramp. My attribute editor is grown to ridiculous size. We're going to put a ramp into the color. Okay, just so we can see what's going on. And I forgot my machine is a little screwy with this. Okay, so create texture. Good. So here I have my ramp looking like that. And so we're just going to start with a circular ramp. Nice, straightforward. Let's bring that down so you can see both as I do this. So I'm just going to pop this down to about there. Ta-da. So my advice on the color in the 3D port is if the machine's running fast and it allows you to make accurate decisions quickly, use it. But if it's slowing down the machine, right? If you're not able to make quick decisions, then pull it out and work in wireframe. Because it's all about getting work done quickly and efficiently. It's not about having it look pretty while you work, right? So it's the clients want it to look pretty at the end. You want to get your work done as fast as you can, so because it's the way to stay profitable. All right, so right there, this is the rings ramp. Okay, so happy with that. Pop this up to here. Okay, so, and we can just save that. All right, so I'll pull that out. I'll now set up my next guy. Okay, and when you're building something complex like this, it's good to it's good to have build things in isolation and then combine them. All right, as the fastest way to get stuff done. So I'm going to make another ramp, and it's made it as a projection for me. So I'll just pull those guys out, middle mouse button that guy back into color, and all right. So once again, we'll take a look at this, like here, and so this time I will make it into top guy black, bottom guy black, and okay, move that up. Yippee! And radial ramp. There we go. So I set it to a radial ramp, and there I get that nice pattern. Okay, and good. Righto. So something like that. And so this is going to be the sweep ramp. Sweep ramp. Fantastic. And then this will be the place sweep. Okay. And so now the fun stuff comes into play, because I have this anim here, okay, and I want to be able to animate this guy nice and intuitively with a standard anim, but control the texture. And this is why Maya is just so fantastic, is these things are super easy to do. So I can take this sweep anim, I can go to General Editors and Connection Editor. Pink. Okay, I go down and I find my rotate Y. I go to my place sweep, right? Reload that to the right, and you guessed it, we'll just go grab rotate frame. Okay, and see if that gets the job done. Okay, so every step you want to test. Okay, so it's going the wrong way. That's annoying. I got two options. One, I can of course just flip the whole thing over 180 degrees, and then it would work for me, right? Ta-da, like that. The more elegant solution, though, okay, the one I'd deem as the correct solution would be under Edit, NURBS, go to Reverse Surface Directions, and then that's going to flop over the U or the V, and yep, and so now it goes along with it. So that's really cool. All right, so once you get that working, hit save. Anytime things work, we save them. Okay, so I'm going to grab that connection and pull that out. Next, I'll go to the back into the Radar M. I'll map into the color a stucco. Now, could I use a nice photograph of some clouds? Of course I can. That would be a fine idea. But this will get me something pretty good pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm going to just scale this guy up a little bit. Zip, 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 zip. And give it a little bit of rotation and 2 axes and move it over. So this is going to be my clouds coming across as part of my radar effect. Okay, so I'm on frame 1, and I'll just do a key on that, and I guess I'll do the scale as well. And I'll go out to the end of my animation, move this across, move it down a little bit, and give it a little tiny amount of rotation. Okay, so that will give me something very nice, you see, and just a slow change of those clouds. Okay, maybe I want to scale it up. It's whatever works. How far should I go? Don't know. It's so anyhow, so that's that part of that idea. Okay, so if we pop back into here, let's open up the stucco. There we go. And you guessed it, we're going to make it black and white. All right, and good. Let's see. And I could play with the melts and these options. See if I like what I get. Remember, it is an art, and so I'm going to pop down to effects, and I could do invert, which would flop it over, so make the black white and the white black. Okay, the wrap is useful. Okay, not for this time, but you see how the wrap makes it. By turning it off, it only calculates within the cube. Okay, and then to fill the gray area, I'd map something here into the default color. All right, but I'm going to turn the wrap back to on and do a color remap ramp. Okay, so that gives me a nice little ramp there. Ta-ta. So I'll go like this, and just double check that quickly. Yep, okay, I didn't screw up any of the settings. All right, so now I go into this remap ramp, and you guessed it. We will take down the top to black, the bottom to black. Let's take a render, see if that's doing something. Yippee! So there I get my pattern, and we've already seen we know it animates, so that's cool. Now we just got to combine them all. Okay, so we got our components for our complex shader, but because we attacked them one at a time, it was nice and easy. Okay, so going to bring these guys all down, and come on, zip, zip, and so just sort of placing them out so you can sort of see what's going on. All right, break that connection there. So now none of them are in the shader, and I'm going to combine them, all right, with a thing called the layered texture. Okay, so I could use a layered shader, which is very handy at times, but under other textures, we get layered texture. Okay, if we look at it in the attribute editor, all right, we have various slots. We have a default, okay, which you need to keep in there until you get someone else in there. And then you have your over, in, out, add, subtract, difference, lighten, and darken. Those should be familiar to you from Photoshop and your Photoshop layers. Okay, yeah, some of the names are slightly different, but they are very close. Okay, so the more of this stuff you learn, the easier it gets. So I'm going to drag these guys and drop them on top of each other. Okay, I can middle mouse button and drag them around. Okay, and so which guy should be on top? It does matter, but I don't know in this case which is the correct way to do it. Okay, so, oops, I forgot. The layered texture, then, I'm going to drop that into the radar's incandescence. We'll take a quick look at that in the render. Good. And we'll toss it into the color and see what that then gives us. All right, so that gives us something fairly intensive. And so now we need, but you're going, wait, they're not all stacking up. Okay, yeah, because it seems that the blend mode isn't the way we want it. So the obvious first thing to try is the multiply. Let's see what that gives us. Interesting. Maybe we like that effect. All right, this is where you have these happy accidents that give you ideas for later problem solving. Okay, and so if I try add, okay, it's now going to add those two together. So they're both there. All right, so that means that wherever it's green, all right, that's a value of 1 in green, and it's going to add that to this the sweep and give that and wherever these guys are 1 and where they're both 0, nothing happens. Pretty straightforward. The multiply, where if either guy is 0, nothing happens. All right, so going back to that layered texture, and okay, so that was how this guy was layered over that guy. Now we have to do how this guy is layered over that one. And so we'll also try that add and see if that gives us the result we want. And it does. Yay! Okay, so right there you have a nice, easy radar screen, okay, where you can easily animate the sweep, right? And so this guy, you just go to frame 1. Hey, come back here. Okay, so you go to frame 1 here, and you set a keyframe, and then you go to frame, the end of your animation, and you go around like that, and you set a keyframe there, and voila, you're doing art. You have the moving clouds, you have your sweep, you can figure out what's a good sweep. This is obviously way too fast, but you get the idea. Hope that helps. Have fun.